In the hit Amazon Prime series The Boys, the writing goes far beyond typical superhero storytelling. Instead of glorifying power, the show dissects it, exposing ego, corruption, trauma, and the psychological cost of being super. Through sharp satire and deeply flawed characters, the series turns familiar superhero tropes inside out and forces us to question who the real villains actually are. So today, we're ranking the top 10 best written characters in The Boys, based on their narrative depth, emotional complexity, and character development. Starting us off at number 10 is the ultimate wild card, Victoria Newman. What makes her so brilliant is the hidden in plain sight trope. She is the personification of political duplicity. One moment an AOC-inspired populist fighter, and the next, a ruthless vote asset known as the head popper. Her power is terrifying because it's so hard to track. She can manipulate blood to make heads explode with a simple gaze. While she can easily take out humans and low-level supis, she does have a clear line of sight limitation, and she was notably reluctant to test her powers when Homelander dared her to try it on him. Narratively, she's a boss bitch, navigating a world of imperialist agents and super police. As an orphan adopted by Stan Edgar, she's an incrementalism liberal who wants checks and balances but isn't trying to topple the system. Her arc is driven by a desperate need to protect her daughter, leading her to make choices that even her father, Stan Edgar, admits show she is more like him than he imagined. At number 9, we have the Deep. He is perhaps the most pathetic character on television, and that is a compliment to the writers. He represents the fragile ego of the C-list celebrity and serves as a perfect satire of modern insecurity. While his powers, talking to sea creatures and breathing underwater, initially seem cool, his weaknesses often outweigh his strengths. He is caught in a cycle of abuse, desperately seeking approval from Homelander and Vought, even when they treat him like bad product. Despite his disgusting choices, like his treatment of Starlight or his inappropriate relationships with marine life, he is almost hilarious in his pathetic desperation. Interestingly, he isn't a total pushover. He recently thrashed Starlight in a hand-to-hand fight, showing that he does have some underlying soup strength when he isn't wallowing in self-pity. Coming in at number 8 is Kimiko. Writing a nonverbal character is a massive challenge, but the show succeeds by giving her an internal world richer than most speaking roles. Her journey is about reclaiming her agency after being turned into a child soldier and a silent monster against her will. Physically, Kimiko is a beast. She shreds through guards like paper and has the most advanced super regeneration in the verse. She's come back from having her brains blown out and her neck snapped. What makes her stand out is the contrast between her brutal violence and her humanity, her love for musicals, dance, and her deep bond with Frenchie. She is the unsung star of the group, proving that you don't need dialogue to be one of the most expressive and emotionally resonant characters on screen. At number 7, we have the man out of time, Soldier Boy. He isn't just a parody of Captain America, he is a critique of 20th century toxic masculinity. Vaught's first great superhuman triumph, he was a walking nuclear reactor, capable of depowering other supes. The sources describe him as being almost as strong as Homelander. He is so durable that even Black Noir couldn't cut his skin after sharpening his blades for hundreds of hours. However, his heroic history was mostly propaganda. In reality, he was a tragic villain, betrayed by his team and tortured by Russians, yet he continued to perpetuate the same cycle of abuse upon his return. His presence was so intimidating that it almost gave Homelander a panic attack, marking him as one of the few real physical threats to the top spot. Number 6 is the moral North Star, Starlight. In a show full of nihilists, Annie provides the necessary light. Her arc is a masterclass in the loss of innocence. She enters the Seven as a believer raised on conservative racist Christian propaganda and leaves as a revolutionary icon. Starlight's powers are unique. She absorbs electricity to fire concentrated light beams. We've seen her stun elite supes like Black Noir and even knock Soldier Boy off his feet. The writers expertly handle her struggle to stay good without being naive, making her the most relatable, true hero in the series. Her relationship with Huey anchors her, even as she deals with the trauma of her first day in the Seven, and her realization that the super police are actually the problem. At number 5, we have Huey Campbell. Huey is the audience surrogate who gets dragged into this madness. His writing is a deconstruction of the hero's journey, as he balances his innate goodness with the horrific violence he's forced to commit. Like blowing up Translucent, Huey becomes more complex as the show progresses, especially when he starts taking Temp V. This grants him super strength and teleportation, though the hilarious catch is that he can't take his clothes with him. He represents the ordinary citizen's resourcefulness and unwavering determination. Whether he's risking his life to save Starlight or struggling with his own feelings of inferiority, Huey is the emotional anchor of the team. Number 4 is Queen Maeve. Her writing centers on apathetic redemption. For years, she stayed silent to survive the Seven's toxicity. As the second strongest member of the Seven, Maeve is a physical powerhouse who can stop a falling school bus and run up the side of buildings. Her most long-awaited moment was her one-on-one with Homelander, where she actually managed to draw blood and rock him, proving she had a legitimate shot at beating him. Her journey from a burnt-out, standoffish alcoholic back to a moral warrior who fakes her death for peace is one of the most moving arcs in the franchise. She is the tragic heart of the Seven who finally chose herself over Vought. Taking the bronze at number 3 is A-Train. He might have the best redemption writing in the show because it's so messy and realistic. He doesn't become a good person overnight. He fails, relapses into drug addiction, and makes selfish choices until he finally hits rock bottom. His power is his greatest asset and his curse. As the fastest man in the world, he can blitz through opponents like Starlight or Kimiko before they can see him move. But when his heart started giving out from Compound V abuse, we saw how fragile he truly is. Kimiko shattered his leg with a single swing when he couldn't use his speed. His struggle as a black puppet in a racist organization and his eventual realization of the pain he caused makes his arc incredibly human. In second place is the man himself, Billy Butcher. Butcher is a charismatic psychopath who has become the very thing he hates. Driven by a singular goal of vengeance against Homelander, he is the series' primary anti-hero. What makes him brilliant is the constant tug-of-war between his humanity, his love for Becca and Ryan, and his wicked hatred for Supes. Even without permanent powers, he is a formidable opponent. When using Temp V, he can trade blows with Homelander. Now, he even has a sentient tumor with venom-like tendrils that can rip apart Supes. In the comics, Butcher is even darker. His resolve to genocide all Supes was fully cemented when Black Noir killed his dog, Terror. He is a master manipulator you can't help but root for, even when he's doing the unforgivable. Finally, at number 1, we have the gold standard of modern television villains, Homelander. He isn't just a bad Superman, he is a psychological deep dive into what happens when an unloved child is given the power of a god. Physically, he is the top of the verse. Designed to be the strongest Supe, he possesses flight, heat vision, and near invulnerability. Every metahuman is judged by how they stack up against him. But it's the writing that makes him +1. His obsessive need for public love, his terrifyingly nuanced personality, and every forced smile make him both terrifying and strangely pitiable. He is the gravity that holds the entire show together, a bad product that the world is finally recognizing as a monster. The Boys isn't just about superheroes. It's about power, trauma, corruption, and the darkness inside all of us. These 10 characters shape the brutal world of Vought, and none of them are truly innocent. The Boys works because it treats its characters as people first and icons second. Whether it's A-Train's messy redemption, Maeve's sacrifice, or Homelander's psychological collapse, these arcs are what keep us coming back. Which of these characters is your favorite? Do you think Soldier Boy could actually take down Homelander in a fair fight? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Vaughtverse, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a report.